Um, for a couple of years, I've been told by a lot of my coworkers that I have a tough preset, that I always look like I'm angry or always look like I'm just upset. But in reality, I'm happy, I'm cheerful. If you have a conversation with me, I'm just, I'm not upset at all. How do I get rid of that tough outer exterior?
You don't, and you disregard their misunderstanding of you. Because here's something nice to know. In this vortex, when you're really in alignment, a very common, steady, perfect emotional stance in the vortex is one of interest. One of interest. Not bouncing off the wall enthusiasm, not laughing your head off over something forever. Interest, being interested in something. That's the most consistent, powerful emotional state of being inside the vortex. Interest and intrigue and well-being. A lot of people are evaluating where you or anyone else is by their outward demeanor. And while often the way you feel does emanate through the behavior that you're offering, if someone is really on the wavelength with you, they would know. In other words, only those in the vortex with you really having an interesting, in-depth conversation. When you are really in vibrational harmony with another person, you don't even need words to have glorious conversations. In other words, there's just a sort of understanding or knowing. So if you're sitting at a dinner table with someone and you're communicating on those deep levels, feeling satisfaction beyond physical word description, and somebody else is watching the two of you across the room, they'll say, they're having a fight. Look at them. They're not even talking to each other. But little do they know, you see. So we have long been advocates of leaving the peanut gallery out of how you feel about you, because they don't know. And I'll tell you something else. The majority of people who are evaluating you and thinking that you're coming up short are only doing so because they're not in the vortex. They're looking to you to fill some void for them. And we want to say to you that we know that that's why, to a large extent, you've shut that overt evidence of alignment down. Because it gets tiring being the one that others see who carries everything. In other words, if you're the life of the party, they want you at all the parties. And they want you to be the life of the party, whether they're in the vortex or not, you see. And in time, that drags you out of the vortex. And we think, through some experience, you've just decided to sort of keep to yourself a little bit more. Not in a protective stance, not in a guarded stance, but more in a stability stance. Do you agree?
I agree.
So if someone says to you, if you're happy, tell your face. You might say something to them that says, my facial expression is but a scanty display of who I really am and how I really feel.
I say things like that.
Perfect. Something more?
I don't know. Now I can't seem to think of anything anymore.
But you don't want to leave, do you?
Yeah.
And the reason is because this feels interesting, doesn't it? In other words, this feels like where you belong. This is the harmonic energy that you want, the rhythm, we're teasing our friend, that you want to hang out in. I say, yes, very good. We've enjoyed this.